All right, Mariners spring training, and this has just been, as good as it gets for us, Brock, just being down here and the opportunity to talk to these guys and be around them, and learn. Logan Gilbert, Mariners pitcher, coming by to say hello. Good morning, Logan. How are you doing?
Morning, guys. Good. Thanks for having me on.
You got your bag with you, which is great.
I
see, of course. We're going to get right into this. We've got, let's see, what's in here? I see a yellow ball, a giant black medicine ball looking thing.
Yep.
Small balls. Yep. We've got weighted balls.
I really enjoyed this Hannibal Lecter.
What is the hand thing?
The Hannibal Lecter looking thing.
What is that?
What's that? This one or
the thing Brock has put on?
Yeah, it's like an oven mitt basically
for your throwing hand.
You put a ball in there. Yeah.
Yes.
You can play catch by yourself with that.
So how?
When nobody wants to throw with me, I just put that thing on.
So where did you get all this?
This is all basically the place I trained back home, Florida Baseball Armory. We do a little bit of weird stuff, as you can see, but everything has a purpose. It's all helped me a ton. Carry it around whenever I need it.
So what's the goal? What is it all working towards? Because I'm sure it all makes sense. I laugh about it because it's unique.
Yeah.
But I bet that there's a lot of. We see all the driveline guys doing their thing.
Some of that stuff. I have a few driveline balls in there, the weighted balls. But everything has a different purpose. Some is shoulder strengthening, forearm activation. This is stability. The water ball here. Go through the delivery, do some stability stuff, and learn to load correctly. Just a few movements like that.
I would think balance is awfully important to what you do.
Yeah, especially at the end of the delivery. Sticking it, rotating over the front side, and that's a big part of the water ball right there.
To be fair, like we were watching you in the distance, and if you were on a street corner, someone would probably call and say, "We got somebody," because it's not the most traditional. Like you don't see other guys necessarily doing it. But I'm going to guess, Logan, this works for you.
Yeah, it works for me. I think that's a big thing. Everybody finding what works for them, how their body moves, what it needs. We'll go throughout the season. I'll run into a few people that bring this out on the other team. I've seen a couple people. It's not super popular, but there's that connection for sure when I see somebody else that does weird stuff like me.
A kindred spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Who else in the league does it? Who have you met this way?
I've seen probably from different places, but Corey Seager I know uses a water ball before the games. Some of the runs that he does with it for hip locks and stuff like that. Drew Hutchinson for the Tigers trains at the same place. Tyler Danish for the Yankees now. A few guys around the league.
And I'm going to guess at your height, right, and just your long levers and everything, you feeling connected, versus some of the shorter guys, a Marco or whatever, that's so compact. For you, with all of the moving parts, to be connected in that way, and it's probably part of that process to doing so.
That's a huge part of it. Yeah, absolutely. The body awareness that comes with it. It's always been tougher for me as a big guy, and that's what the yellow ball there too is actually called a connection ball. So that's basically the purpose of it is syncing everything up. You want to move from the ground up, use your legs, and it's almost like a whip effect up the body into the arm and the hand if you're truly connected. So that's what I'm trying to work on.
How are you not a lefty?
You could kind of feel the vibe, right?
Right. Everything about you screams lefty, except for the fact that you whip the ball with your right arm.
I have no idea how.
Are you amphibious too? Do you do some things?
Stop it.
What?
That's not the word.
A little amphibious. Not completely.
You brush your teeth with your left hand or something?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Now it all starts to come
right,
together.
left-handed, ping pong, tennis, couple things like that. Not that I play tennis a lot, but when I do.
How we're talking to Logan Gilbert. One thing we've learned about you so far this spring is that you are a terrible lip reader.
I am.
Really, I am too.
I got exposed.
I am with you on that. You and Cal, you had no idea what he was saying.
Yeah, it really brought it out for everybody to know. I've noticed that for years now, but how many times do you actually run into something where people are going to find out that you're terrible at lip reading?
Right.
Well, it happened.
Yeah. So when they were setting that up, you knew where it was going.
Yeah,
you already were aware
I was in for it for sure. Actually, the first two I got by, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to get out of here. Nobody's going to notice. Of course, inside the park home run comes up, and the rest is history.
Tell me about Cal.
What do you want to know?
Who is the real? Our guy Justin over here, Montana guy, I think really sort of connects with Cal and sort of his persona. Who is the real Cal Raleigh?
The real Cal Raleigh. I'm still trying to figure that out a little bit, but he's a great guy. We're really close. He was in my wedding, groomsman. He's really just solid, quiet demeanor, but really just sure of himself, who he is. He's not like a flash and flare type of guy. He's just he works hard. He was injured like half the season and played through. That's just the kind of guy he is. You know, he's going to go out there and give you everything he's got.
Hard hat, meat and potatoes.
Yeah, for sure. That kind of guy.
Yeah.
His thumb was pretty wrecked, man. I mean, how did he do that?
No idea. Torn ligament, I think.
Yeah.
So that's serious stuff.
You guys were roomies last year, right?
We were, yeah.
Now you're married.
Yeah.
How's that going to go?
Kicked him out. Got rid of him.
Oh, you kept the house?
No. We just had a random apartment, but
okay.
That wasn't going to happen anymore. I upgraded for sure. My wife's much better than Cal. So
she's cleaner?
She is, yeah. Well, she does everything better. Cal's actually pretty clean. He's a good roommate. He cooks pretty good, that kind of stuff. But
you want some marriage advice?
Yeah, what's that?
Here, I will give you my absolute number one piece of marriage advice.
Please.
Be a good roommate. That Brock will tell you keep dating your wife. That's his thing.
That's my number one.
I will tell you just be a good roommate.
Yeah.
That from all the people I've noticed when they get into fights with their significant other, a lot of those fights are about taking out the trash or doing the dishes,
right.
all the little things that happen at home. If you can be a good roommate, you can be a good husband.
I like that. That's good.
It's pretty easy.
That's good. Yeah.
And probably less Walter at home, too, right?
For sure. It doesn't come out. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at that stuff for sure. We haven't gotten into any fights yet, so must be doing all right.
When was your first marriage fight? Do you remember?
Yes. I think I do, actually.
Mine was when we came home from our honeymoon.
Oh.
Like, I got married very young as well, right out of college.
17.
Yeah, and no, 23. She was 22. And we got home, and I think we were in training camp, and she bought a couch. And I was like, what? And how much for a couch?
You just told us this.
No, I didn't just tell you that. When?
Recently, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, that's not recent. And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, how much does this couch cost?
Yeah.
You know, I just come off scholarship check and go, what? And, oh, yeah. And I got out of the car, walked home. Molly pulled in. Gigi's like crying, my mother-in-law. We were staying with him at the time. She's like, you shouldn't be fighting a week in your marriage.
Well, she's right. So instead of a couch, you guys got a Frenchie.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
How's that going?
It's great. Yeah, that's what she wanted. We communicated about that one, so there were no fights to be had. But, yeah, it's been great.
And the Frenchie's Winnie?
Winnie?
Winnie.
Yeah. My first dog ever.
Really?
That's right.
Never had a dog growing up even?
Never.
Okay, so what do we think so far?
It's been great. I had a cat growing up. Always been a cat guy.
Yeah.
Like you could probably guess.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, left-handed, all that. So it just kind of aligns with me. But, yeah, I love Winnie. She's been great.
She snort?
She does.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. She snores while she sleeps?
Snores, yeah.
Farts?
Yep.
Nice. Oh, then
Typical French
then you got
bulldog.
it, man. You got a French bulldog.
That's
yeah,
right.
I can attest to that. I'll have to
about right.
bring Wendell down sometime.
When are you going to get to pitch? When?
Tomorrow, finally.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You ready to go?
I feel like I've been here forever, still haven't pitched. So, yeah, I'm excited to get back out there, see some batters, just get back in the swing of things.
How do you manage that, right? They've been very clear, and they tell you guys straight up, and certainly every pitcher and player we've talked to, this organization seems to be whatever they say publicly, they do more than that privately and let you guys know what they want to do. How do you manage them wanting to, hey, George, Logan, we're going to restrict, we're going to kind of ease you into this thing. You may have a little inning restriction. How do you walk through that?
Yeah. Honestly, they know better than me, and I'm not just saying that. They are very smart about what they do, and I'm always the type that I want to throw as much as possible, and they know exactly who I am. So I treat that as my job, is to just go as hard as I can, and their job is basically to know when to pull me back and stuff like that, and they're very good at that and help me kind of navigate that line as well. So I think it's a good place for me to be right now. Take it slow. I plan on throwing a ton of innings this year, so just trying to stay healthy, make every start.
When will we see the new Ghost forkball?
Oh, boy. I'm planning to throw it tomorrow a few times. We'll see. Just trying it out, still developing, but I figure it's a good time to see what it is. I've thrown it to batters one day so far, so still pretty new.
Yeah, what makes it
How do we grip a Ghost
What makes it a
forkball?
Ghost forkball as opposed to somebody else's forkball?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The guy that came up with it is nasty. So
Really?
The guy in Japan,
Yeah.
or he's with the Mets now, who throws it, Senga.
Senga, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of inadvertently picked up the same grip as him, basically. I learned it at Driveline. They just told me to basically split the seam here, like that. I just moved it off the lace a little bit on my index, and it's basically it. Just throw a fastball.
And it just drops. That's the idea, right? You throw it like a fastball and it just drops on you.
The spin, just the way it comes out of the fingers, really, as long as I'm not behind it and pushing it. But like I said, it's a new pitch for me. The splitter is a difficult one just because of how unpredictable it is. So I think for me, just getting those reps, trying to figure out what it is.
It's got to be interesting from your arm angle, too. I mean, when I think of the splitter, for whatever reason, I think of guys who come really straight over the top, and you're so out far with that, your long arms.
Yeah.
That must look very interesting.
Right, I imagine so, and that's always a key for me on every pitch is getting the hand out front. Anything behind my body is just not going to have the same action or command. So trying to get it out front. I'm somewhat over the top, too, and changeups have always been tough for me. Just getting the side spin from over the top doesn't match up for me. So this is good. I always want to find a pitch that I can just say, throw a fastball. Change the grip and just throw a fastball, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Where were you when Kyle hit the home run?
I was deep on the side of the dugout, first base, and then climbed over, jumped over the rail. There's a pretty sweet picture of me jumping off from the rail that, Cal's moment was cool too, but there was me in midair, so I think that was pretty cool.
Did you know that's what you did until you saw the video later?
I don't even remember. Yeah, I probably blacked out as much as everybody else.
No, we mean when it happened, not later that night. But when it happened.
When it happened,
okay.
I don't know, just trying to get to home plate as fast as possible. Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, we are really spoiled.
Yeah.
It's just it's a treat. And it's interesting. We've been coming down here for 14 years doing this. And I don't remember a team with as many likable guys. I mean, it just seems as if everybody that we talk to, there's a likability factor, there's an authenticity, and just a joy to be around. I mean, do you feel that in that clubhouse as well?
Yeah, I feel that on the team too. I was going to say that. I've met a ton of, I already know, lifelong friends, but basically everybody on the team I'm really close with and only been up for a couple years, with the org for 5 years or so. But everybody I meet, there is not a bad guy in the clubhouse. And I've heard other organizations, it's just not the case. It's not normal, anywhere you go. But for some reason here, I think we do things the right way, and obviously they get the right people too.
Do you have any friendly competition with some of the other young pitchers? I mean, you and George are sort of, for whatever reason, people just keep saying, right, Gilbert and Kirby, Kirby, or Kirby and Gilbert, and it's constantly kind of putting you two guys together. Does that lead to any, and I don't mean animosity at all, but friendly competition?
Yeah, for sure. I think we have a little bit of that with everybody on the starting staff, and I think it's good and drives us to be better. It's a good motivator. I started messing around with the splitter, and of course George is throwing a split change now, so I got to give him a hard time for that. He just has to one-up me, but we keep it light and have a good time.
See, that's interesting because we talked to Robbie a couple weeks ago, and he seemed to think he started the trend of all the new pitches.
He will say that too, yeah. I'm not going to let him have that. He started the two-seam last year, I'm pretty sure.
He just brought that out one day. He was like,
He's just messing around, and all of a sudden it had a stellar second half, just messing around. But no, I will not give him credit for the splitter thing.
Hey, what was it like pitching in the playoffs?
It was awesome. It was insane. I actually my first start was on the road in Houston, and a crazy atmosphere, and I think it was just unbelievable to have that experience. And of course, when we go back to Seattle, then you see all the home fans that were waiting so long, and they're just going insane for 18 innings, and it's like, man, this is different in the playoffs.
Great place to be. My last question: anybody get out of control at the reception?
Anybody? I'm not going to name names here.
Was there an open bar?
There was not. But there was, I think, Cal was making a few trips to the truck. I don't know what happened out there. You're going to have to ask him about this one.
Okay.
I can't get into details, but
We'll do it.
Did he bring a date to the wedding?
He did.
Okay.
He did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking.
Yeah.
See where things are going. Well, I mean, you left the poor guy. You were roommates, and you left him.
Right.
I feel bad for Cal.
We're just figuring out more about Cal.
He's lonely. He seems very lonely now. Justin offered to be his new roommate.
I'm happy to step up.
There you go. If you need somebody.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm a pretty good cook, too, so I'm happy to step up.
Keep him in line.
Congratulations on getting married this offseason. That's really great. Happy for you and your wife, and especially for Winnie, who is in for a wonderful life.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to watching you this year, man. Thanks for sitting down.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.